Welcome to another episode of the Freedom Lovin podcast. This is Kevin, and this is number 70. And thanks for listening. I have an interview that I did with the Bootstrap Duel podcast guys. They're my friends Richard Patey and Benjamin Perov. We did this a couple weeks ago. It was a great time. And their podcast, Bootstrap Duel, is about them building businesses themselves and kind of what they're going through. And they're kind of going through this little competition between each other, and they had me on to talk about what I'm doing online. And so I get into some details about TriSwim Coach, my online business, and what I'm doing to make sales happen and to increase what is going on. So, and kind of talk about some of my challenges as well. So it was a really good time. Stay tuned for that. Just a few things to go over quickly here. Ratings and reviews. We had another rating and a review come in, and I'm going to read that off. It's from Freedom Lovin Lady, Barb Weiss, and she gave it 5 stars. And this is on iTunes, by the way. Kevin, love your podcast. I don't remember how I stumbled on it, but as a longtime Freedom Lovin Lady, I found the title irresistible. I'm glad I checked it out. Freedom, independence, traveling the world, and creating your own life. That's what reality are made of, if we're brave enough to go for it. Thank you for the inspiration and making my morning walks so much more enjoyable as I listen. Awesome. Thank you, Barb. And feel free to hit me up on Facebook if you are on Facebook, and hopefully we can connect there. And yes, I will try to keep them coming and keep them inspirational. And I've got some really fun and exciting guests scheduled here in June. I can't believe it's June already. Stay tuned for that. And if you'd like to leave a review yourself, just open up your iTunes, what is it called? Software? iTunes icon. Just click on it and then have it open, and then go to Freedom Lovin Podcast. And by the way, you need a space in between Freedom and Lovin. I didn't even know that. I searched for Freedom Lovin altogether, and I got some song called Freedom Lovin Woman. So maybe that's Barb's song. So anyway, Freedom Lovin Podcast, and then just click on the rating review, and then give us a awesome review, and I will read it out in the next show, and then hopefully we can also connect on Facebook. So quick tip, I just started using Evernote a couple weeks ago, and I love it. I haven't even scratched the surface in terms of how much I can use it, because I've only used it on my desktop, on my laptop. I mean, I haven't even used it on my phone yet, but it's pretty awesome. And being a somewhat disorganized person, I appreciate how it's laid out and how easy it is to get all the stuff you need to do organized in there and create notes and things like that. So that is a cool piece of software, and it's all free, so that is even better. I was on another podcast recently, which will come out probably next week, and I left off. He asked me what my favorite books were, and I started naming books, and I forgot my favorite one. But I was also emailing with a friend through the Dynamite Circle group, and she wanted to know some of the books that I recommend, and I started listing them, and then I realized I have kind of the 3 big ones that I always talk about in terms of setting up your life for the most potential for happiness and freedom. And the 3, so I call them my Triad Bible. So it's the How I Found Freedom in an Unfree World by Harry Brown. That's the one I always talk about here. And then the next one is the 6 Pillars of Self-Esteem by Nathaniel Branden. And then the next one is Nonviolent Communication by Marshall Rosenberg. So just to mention those, and not necessarily in that order, but it kind of goes from the personal, getting to love yourself more, and then nonviolent communication is more about getting to love others, and then the How I Found Freedom is kind of more how to build that freedom and take what take those things that you've built within yourself, and then create this free life that you can. So yeah, I bought my tickets to Prague already, and it's already June. I just still can't believe that, but the sun is out here in San Diego, so we know the May gray is over, and hopefully the June gloom does not come in this year. It would be nice, but yeah, I'm leaving July 15th for Prague, and I have plans to be there for at least 2 weeks, and then I will explore a few other areas of Eastern Europe. That's about all I know so far. I haven't got any place to stay yet or any of that, so that'll all be coming soon. So if you want to meet me out there, I'd love to hang out and have a beer maybe in Prague. I know they have really awesome beer, even though I'm not a huge gluten fan, but that would be an exception for sure. So also I am going to be at this week in San Diego, in downtown San Diego. Facebook is having a Boost Your Business event, and they chose me to be a panelist on it. So I'm really excited about that. I'm going to get to talk about how I built how I'm using Facebook for getting traffic to my website, to Try Swim Coach, and how I've used it, how I've done different types of ads, and now I have about 60,000 fans in a pretty small niche. So yeah, it's going to be really exciting, and it's like there's a morning and an afternoon session, and I feel like this is kind of a big thing for me because I've always wanted to get out there and kind of teach people how to do this stuff, but I've never had like a springboard to get there. I've tried some small things and haven't really worked out, and this I feel is kind of a big event. There's going to be media there, and there's going to be 2 sessions, so a lot of people locally that can use this kind of information. So and it should be really fun. It's right on the pier in downtown Broadway Pier, so it's cool. It's a cool venue, and if you're local, definitely stop by and say hi. I'd love to hang out, and that's about it. So without further ado, here is my interview with Richard and Ben on the Bootstrap Duel podcast. Go out there and build some freedom, and we'll talk to you soon.
This is the Bootstrap Duel podcast, episode 19. This is the Bootstrap Duel podcast, where 2 entrepreneurs have decided to go head-to-head in the competition to build location-independent businesses that get to 6 figures in a month with no outside investment. Hi, I'm Ben Perot.
And I'm Richard Patey, and the stakes are high. The person who gets to 100k in a month first receives 10k from the other person. How's it going, Ben?
It's pretty good. How about yourself, Rich?
I'm good. We're joined by a third person on this show again.
Hey, guys.
Yeah, we have a guest. Kevin.
We got our buddy Kevin, who was the reason that we first met Ben.
Yes, that one day in Boulder, that was
like a romantic matchmaking.
Kitchen.
Yeah,
we had some dinner and talked about all of our business ideas.
Yeah, Kevin is the reason why this show exists. So, any issues, take it up with him.
I'll take all the credit and none.
Okay. So Kevin is the host of the Freedom Lovin podcast, and I love on his LinkedIn profile he describes himself as a freedom tycoon. And he's turned his love for competitive swimming into a profitable business with Try Swim Coach. And we're going to be talking about what he's currently doing with his products. But first of all, we'll start with how we felt the last week has gone out of 10. And Ben, where you're at? I hope you've gone up from a 6.
No, I'm a 6 again for the third week in a row.
What's happening, man? What's happening with your energy? And
yeah, it's just not optimal.
Yeah.
I feel like I can optimize a little bit and get it up hopefully soon. Getting my ass handed to me with all this client work. So
yeah, I'm still at a 7. Yeah, feeling pretty. Yeah, I'm achieving a good amount of stuff, but yeah, the old C word is taking up a lot of time and energy. And but I'm at a steady 7, so that's not bad. Kevin, buddy, how are you doing? How's the last week been?
Yeah, I'm throwing myself in the ring with a 5, but that's up from probably last week and the week before. It's been a little bit rough, and I think, are you guys doing just based on your business results, or is it just overall?
Just overall for the entire week.
Yeah, just how you felt things have gone. So yeah, nothing to do with outcomes and results, but just in terms of what you've achieved, whether you're feeling good about it. Yeah.
Okay, maybe I'm more like a 6 then, because I feel like I've been achieving, getting a lot of things done, but the results aren't really there, and that's better than what it was. So like, I've had a big downturn in my income in the last couple months, and especially in the last month. But I'm fighting back. I'm implementing so many things right now. I'm working really hard and putting things back into place. So I think I'm.
That's awesome.
I think I'm back. I'm going to be back over this 5 or 6 and within a couple of weeks.
I can't wait to talk to you about all of that because it's completely relevant to what I'm doing with the product I've created. So looking forward to that. But we've got the shout out section, Ben.
Yeah, we have 3 new Slack members, and we welcome Michael, Justin, and Jacob from yoursales.com.
Yeah, it's great to have those 3. We're now up to 61 members, and it's free for the first 100. Just go to bootstrapduel.com and hit the subscribe button. So, right, let's talk about what we're currently doing with products, yeah? And shall we start with where you're at, Kevin, in terms of what you're currently doing? I know when we met a couple of years ago, tryswimcoach.com was your focus, and you were selling DVDs, was that right? So kind of where you're at and what are you currently working on, and what are you up to at the moment? It'd be good if we start there.
Yeah, sure. So, tryswimcoach.com is still my main thing, my main focus, and I have a goal to really bring that up to. So just to go to something I've been looking at recently, I've been focused on getting to $20,000 a month in sales for a while, and instead of going more towards that, I've been going more away from that, and it sort of mentally kind of got me down, and I started thinking, well, maybe I should just do something else, like just an entirely new business. But I've been fired up recently. One thing that I read about this guy that's doing a business selling lessons on how to play the didgeridoo, and apparently he has 10,000 members in his site. And the lowest, I looked at the site, and the lowest paying membership is $15 a month. And I'm like, okay, I'm teaching people how to swim, and it's specifically for triathlon, which is a pretty niche down topic, but it's not nearly as niche down as didgeridoo lessons. Like, that's so specific. But apparently there are 10,000 people that are paying him $15 a month. So he's making, somewhere in the realm of $150,000 a month with these lessons. And this is a pretty automated site. I mean, he's not in there doing a lot at this point, I don't think. So, do
you know what the URL is? Do you know the URL?
It's didgeridoo or didgeridoodojo.com. Do you remember?
That's what an awesome name.
Yeah, totally. Oh yeah,
that's a mouthful.
So I'm doing I'm kind of copying some of what he's doing, and it's pretty cool stuff because I'm doing. So I'm working on. I started my sales funnel over from the beginning because that seems to be what's kind of breaking down. And you guys know how it is. Like, you change one little thing, and it could throw everything off. So it's like you're rolling along, and then you're like, oh, I think I'll just try this thing out, and then boom, everything, like, for some reason, people just stop buying or whatever. And so I got this thing called The Machine. It's by Ryan Dice, digitalmarketer.com, and it is just like unbelievable, like how many things you can do with a sales funnel and with autoresponders. So I'm starting over on that, and that's been something I've been focused on for about 3 weeks now. And so I'm putting a whole new series into my email campaign. So that's really what's taking a lot of my time. But in the meantime, it's the same. I'm using my same funnel, so nothing has actually changed other than just spending all this time writing all these different emails and plugging in different things. And so yeah, there's that, and that's I think that's going to turn things around once I can get it implemented. But I just signed up for ClickFunnels. Are you guys familiar with that?
Yeah, we've both been taking a look at that.
Yeah. So that 2 days ago, I just got that, and that's another thing where we have to basically build all the pages in ClickFunnels. So they host it, and then you can, and then once you have that in there, then it's easy to make changes to your funnel. So that's the idea.
So you were originally at the 20K mark, and then you went backwards?
No, I never achieved that. That's the thing.
That's what you're You're working up to that.
Exactly.
Right?
That was always my goal because I thought that's where the business really should be. But unfortunately, I've been going backwards the last few months, and especially last month. So now it's a fight to get back to where I was, and then start to go beyond that. And I was kind of getting down on it, but then I was thinking, this is a story. So I want to have a story where, like, I built this business up to a certain point, and then it kind of fell apart, and now building it back up and going way beyond that.
Mm-hmm. So the didgeridoo guy, is he selling videos, or he has a membership site, or how's he got everything structured?
Yeah, it's a course. It's just a course, and I don't know how many lessons he has, but it's just a course for, and he's got...
So a course with videos?
Yeah, with videos,
probably,
right. So, and I don't know, like, I think it's just kind of geared towards beginners, and he's got other tracks, like if you're more advanced, he's got other things for you, but I think the basic product is just like beginner didgeridoo lessons. And so...
Okay.
How is he finding these people? I just did a search with the AdWords planner, and worldwide, like, learn to play didgeridoo is only 70 searches a month. Like, where is he getting these people from? Is he introducing didgeridoo as a really cool thing, like in a Facebook ad or something? Or
have you looked, or do you want to look in Facebook and see how many people? Because that's where I think the best data is. If you look at how many people have that in their profile, like maybe they're not searching for how to play or how to learn how to play, but maybe.
I would imagine that number has to be pretty significant. I mean, it's not that uncommon.
Yeah,
interesting.
I mean, in Australia, it's pretty common, but here there's like, I know there's one guy that plays in the park, on Saturdays or something, but I don't know. I just don't know anyone that really is that into it.
Have you guys tried? I can make a sound. I tried. I kind of semi-taught myself circular breathing.
How does it go, Rich? Try it right now.
You want me to perform circular breathing using the mic that I've got?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, it's going to make the most ridiculous noise. It's going to be bad audio. But basically, you kind of... Like, I used to play brass instruments as a kid. Like, I'm pretty musical. I've learned a number of different... Like, my parents just used to make me learn new random instruments. So I've actually played, like, trumpet and tuba, like as a 11-year-old kid with a tuba. It was pretty crazy. But that's the kind of thing, like you blow up your cheeks and you kind of make a strange kind of trumpet kind of noise with your lips whilst breathing in with your mouth at the same time. It takes a while to get, but you can basically like have air coming out your mouth whilst air coming in through your nose at the same time. That's circular breathing, and it's not going to work well on the podcast. So
Kevin, you're in the process of also implementing videos and sort of like a membership site for all of the material that you already have.
Yeah, Kevin. Sorry, mate. Yeah, at the moment, so is it just is the main product DVDs, and you're trying to move to a membership basis? Where you're at with that? Yeah,
we built a membership site a couple of years ago, and so I have a membership site that has 6 modules, and it's got videos and workouts and ebooks and all kinds of stuff in the membership. So I've transitioned to that to some degree, and most people now. So the DVD is sort of our front end product. And most people will upgrade to the membership because that's where all the good stuff is. So that's in place, and I just really want to maximize the amount of members I have, because right now we're just charging a one-time fee of $67, and I think it's underselling it. So I think there's a long way to go to get to where we need to be.
You're going to change that to a monthly fee?
Yeah, that's one of the things that I'm experimenting with. So monthly, or just raising the price, or there's a lot of different ways to go. I mean, you can.
Oh yeah, so many different ways. I mean, you could you can literally like not run out of things to start to test. You can test everything. You can test. You can test. Sort of lead bait. You can.
Yeah. What is the current product that is first apparent on your sales page, Kevin? Is it still the DVD is the best way in, but then at the checkout stage you're trying to upsell the membership on top of that, or do you get people who buy the DVD first of all, and then through email series you then upsell them you then put in front of them the membership service that you have? How does that currently work?
I do both, and as I'm switching to the more complex sales funnel, it should start to work a lot better. But yeah, so right now I sort of sell the concept of what we're doing, what we're able to do as a tri-swim coach for someone that's looking to do a triathlon or that's competing in triathlon. And at the bottom of the page there's a table, so it's like you can start with just getting a DVD and here's what you get, and then you can upgrade. You can do the membership, or you can hire me as a as a coach, which I don't expect anyone to do. It's like, it's just sort of there to say, look, this is the value, and but this is how you can get it no matter where you live. So there's that. And then if someone joins and just opts in as a subscriber, it's a little bit different. I send them emails. It's like a series of lessons, and then there's links to my page that's a sales letter and a sales video, and that starts them off with, hey, just get our DVD, it's $37, and then they get an upsell after that, and then they go to the membership.
Okay. So you're running paid ads that go to a squeeze page and then paid ads that go to a sales page? Or is it the ability to sign up to your newsletter is actually on the sales page itself? How are you structuring that?
Yeah, it's just, I just run paid ads, and most of it is through Facebook, and they go to the squeeze page. So, and it's basically, I have two different ways of doing it. One is I give them 3 tips, and this is a video with 3 tips on swimming. And then there's an opt-in box right there, and they can opt in, and I encourage them to put their email address in. And if they do that, they get 5 lessons. So that puts them on my newsletter list. And then, I upsell them from there. And then the other way is we just go right into the newsletter. There's no tips. It's just, hey, if you want to get 5 free lessons on email, sign up here, and then there's a squeeze page, and that's it. And then they enter in to my funnel that way.
Okay, but you're not running ads to a sales page up front.
No, I've done that in the past, and at this point I love Facebook so much. It's been so good to me, and but that doesn't work for me. My products do not sell direct on Facebook, and I took the early, I've been doing Facebook ads for a few years, and what used to work is a little different now, but at the beginning, nobody could ever sell anything direct on Facebook. Now it's changing a little bit. There's products that do sell from Facebook to a sales page, but it used to be that you just couldn't, there's no way, because everybody was going to Facebook just to see what their friends were talking about. So they didn't want to be interrupted with an ad selling them something. But if you give away something, then they click over, and then you're like, oh, okay, now that I gave you this, maybe you could give us your email address. And then they do that, and then you can start to sell them.
Kevin, are you retargeting with Facebook?
Yeah, I am. I'm doing some retargeting campaigns as well.
And did you start off with AdWords before going to Facebook?
Yeah, but I did AdWords in 2005, so it was quite a different world, as you know. It's back then it was really you just kind of like throw up ads, and you don't really. At that time, I didn't really test anything. In fact, I didn't even really know anything about what I was doing. I just ran ads to get people on my list. And I was paying like 5 to 10 cents a click on AdWords, and my list was just exploding. And then I would send out emails trying to get people to buy stuff, which I didn't even know about autoresponders back then or anything. So that was pretty easy for a while. But the problem is that actually hurt me, because I relied on that for a while, and I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. I can get I can spend like 8 cents and get people on my list, and it was really profitable. But then I got lazy, and I kind of relied on that. And then of course AdWords became a lot different over the next few years, and didn't work so well after a while. It was more like 50 cents a click, or 75 cents a click. Now I think for my terms, it's like I'm spending 90 cents or $1 a click. So.
And why is that? You seen more people running ads on the keywords you're bidding for, or you think the price has just gone up over time?
It's both. I think it's more competitive, and just Google has changed the whole thing. For me, it just doesn't make any sense to do AdWords at this, for selling anything or for trying to get emails or anything. So I switched completely over to Facebook, and that's a much better way to do it. And of course I've done SEO and other methods of getting people to my site, but as far as paid ads go, it's just Facebook.
Have you ever sold any live coaching deals?
No. I mean, I actually for swim coaching, I have. I've done clinics and things like that. The amount of time that you exchange, or that I would exchange for the money that I would make is really low. So I mean, it's really not a good deal for me. So. I'd rather sell things online than to do anything live like that, unfortunately.
Well, I mean, couldn't you just price it accordingly? Just bring up the price to the point where you're happy to do it every single time.
Yeah, I mean, it's
So-
for me. It would be a matter of I used to do on deck swim lessons, and I basically priced myself out of the market purposely. Like I started at a certain level, and I just kept raising my price, and then pretty soon I went down to I had one guy that was still paying me, and then I just let it go. So I'd personally rather not spend my time doing that. I want to trade. I think time is the most valuable commodity. So I'd much rather spend all my time online trying to figure out how to make more sales than to try to come up with a high-priced clinic or coaching sessions. If that makes sense.
So could you, let's see, are you able to digitize that DVD to put the entire thing online as opposed to sending a physical
it is.
disc?
It's already there. We do that. It's tough because so it's part of the membership. When people join as a member, they also get the digital DVD. So it's funny because there's sort of two ways to look at it. Like DVDs are obviously kind of fading away right now, but the thing is, people still want like that package. They want something that they can hold, and it's very strange because I'm such a minimalist that I'd much rather have something online. But there's so many people out there, and especially like my target market is about 45 to 50-year-olds. So those are people that are kind of on that border where they're still kind of doing things like DVDs and they still like the physical products. And so there is a market for DVDs and there's also a market for the digital delivery. So we do both.
So for the digital delivery, is that a younger demographic?
I think so. I mean, I haven't done a good study on that, but that sounds like it would be.
So what's the one thing that you can focus on next that you think will have the biggest impact in terms of your entire funnel? You mentioned ClickFunnels. What one thing are you going to be A/B testing first that you think could have the biggest impact going forward on all of this?
Well, the funnels themselves they're going to be so different because what I've been doing up until now is somebody joins, let's say they go onto my list and they start to get emails, they start to get offers, and there's about 29 emails that they get overall on the autoresponder, and then we have a weekly newsletter that we send out.
29?
Yeah. So most of those emails are just content with a link at the bottom, so they're not overly salesy. But the way this machine works is like so the way I have it now. So they get all these autoresponder emails, and that's kind of it. Like I don't have any sort of way of following up with them after that. It's just if they stay on the weekly newsletter, then hopefully they buy. But it's really not very designed to sell like this, like the machine. So the way the machine emails work is they go through an indoctrination series, and then they go through at the same time they go through an engagement series. So you're getting them engaged, and then if they buy, so then you sell them So I'm introducing the Tripwire product now. So that's like kind of a cheaper product just to get them to buy something. And so I have a $7 ebook that I'm going to be selling. And that's going to get them on another list. So so when they buy that, then we start selling them on the bigger products. So it's sort of levels. So then they go from the Tripwire to the entry level product to the membership. And the email series are all designed based on what they've done. So this is really my focus. I mean, this is going to be the thing I think that gets me from where I am to where I want to be.
What's the email provider you're going to be using for that?
I'm using Infusionsoft.
Oh, you do, don't you? Yeah, you've got the full service going.
It's a good thing because it's easy to do your funnels in Infusionsoft and do different levels and all that. At the same time, getting data from Infusionsoft is another world. It's really, really difficult, but I think ClickFunnels kind of solves that problem, hopefully.
Interesting.
That's really interesting. I'm curious to see how you move people between all the different sequences. So they start off buying a $7 ebook, and then eventually you're hoping to get them on the higher ticket purchase or the membership.
Right. So
the transition between those.
Right. Yeah. So it's if you look at the machine, the way it looks really complicated. But then when you start to get into it, it's really not that complicated. And the best thing is if somebody buys everything on the first shot. So you go through the whole series. So they buy this, they opt in, and then they buy the $7, and then they get the thank you page. They buy the $7 product, then they get another thank you page, and then they buy the DVD, and then they get the upsell page, and then they can buy the membership, and then they've got everything. And then you can come up with affiliate offers or whatever, at that point to keep them on your list and keep selling them something.
Yeah, have you considered trying to build this up to the point where you can actually put the entire product on ClickBank?
No, actually, I used to use ClickBank when I used to sell ebooks way back, and I haven't really gone back to them. I found ClickBank to be really kind of difficult because, well, first of all, if you have a membership site, they take, I think it's 10% of your sales. So if you're selling a $10 a month product, and they're taking 10% right away, I think it's 10. It just starts to become like it's a really big chunk out of your income, and then you get affiliates. People will sign up and they'll sign up as an affiliate for you, but you can't contact your affiliates. There's no way.
You can't.
No, they don't let you see their email addresses unless you already know who the affiliate is. Like if someone says, "Hey, I'm going to sign up for your affiliate program," but otherwise, it's all anonymous, and so I found ClickBank to be really difficult. Have you used that much?
I have not used it personally, but it's interesting to hear your experience with it.
No, I haven't used it either. It's been on my radar for a long time. It's on my list to check out, but I didn't realize that they took the kind of Amazon approach of not letting you deal directly with your customers or affiliates. That's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. And if affiliates, if you don't have an affiliate program, then it could be fine. But you're paying them, they do provide a great service. You're paying them, so you don't have to deal with the credit card companies. You don't have to have a merchant account. You don't even have to have PayPal. It's all done for you. And then when people want a refund, you don't have to do a thing. You don't have to lift a finger. You just, the QuickBank handles 100% of it. So it takes out some of the customer service headaches. It takes out setting everything up if you want to just get going. And that's early on, that's what I wanted, And I think for products, I want to say it's 7% that they take, and then for membership sites, it's a little more than 10.
So Kevin, where are you in the process of getting all this stuff set up?
I've set up.
You have another couple of weeks to go until you're happy with everything?
I've just about 2 weeks. I'm at the point where I've got all of the emails set up in as far as the machine goes. So there's all these different levels, and I've got all those emails set up and ready to go, but they're not going yet because I haven't set up my ClickFunnels yet. So ClickFunnels, you have to set up pages on your site in ClickFunnels. So that's going to take about another week, and then implementing all the emails in Infusionsoft is probably going to take another week. And yeah, that's about it. So and I'll be testing the new funnel against the old funnel. So I'm not going to ditch everything I'm doing now, because you never know. I mean, you could think that
you're just going to start sending 50% of the traffic to the new one.
Exactly. Yeah, it's and that's what I'm learning. Is just testing is everything. And I just got this book called 108 Proven Split Test Winners, and it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool book. Like it's got all. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's got so many different things you can split test. I mean, it's stuff you wouldn't necessarily think of. It talks about everything down to like the color of the button and the way you describe the offer, like how you use the word free. It makes a huge difference. And what you say on the offer. I mean, it's just there's so many things, and I think the best way to look at it when you're working on a sales funnel and you're testing things is don't try to hit the home run. All these changes, all these things you're going to test, they're just going to be a little gain. Like you may get 1% more from changing the color of your button, and you just keep doing that little bits at a time, and pretty soon, your whole thing, your income just improves. drastically, but it doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen because you tested one thing. It
Right.
happens after you tested, 50 things.
Do you think being able to make those changes is going to be the biggest benefit of ClickFunnels? What do you think is going to be the biggest impact from your ClickFunnel that you're going to be creating?
Yeah, I think it's all the testing that will be much easier to do. I think that's what's going to make a huge difference.
Were you using lead pages, or you were just creating the landing pages in WordPress yourself before?
It's funny you asked, because I was doing. I have a partner, and he does most of our design work, and so he was just creating them in WordPress, and it didn't make sense to pay for lead pages, but I did just in the last couple of months. I signed up for lead pages because of some of the stuff we were doing with the landing page for the email opt-ins, and it's pretty cool, but it's also kind of limiting. If you have a designer, you can do quite a bit more. Than if you have lead pages, it's kind of like you're stuck with whatever designs they have, right?
Template, yeah.
Yeah. What's the? I've been having a look at ClickFunnels, but I'm a lead pages customer myself, but I haven't seen like a big enough reason to make the transition yet. Is there something that I'm missing in terms of, it's a much better level than lead pages? What's the main benefit that I would
ClickFunnels is
from moving over?
Way more than just a landing page. There's all kinds of other stuff that'll. Kevin, I'll let you explain that, but it's more than just a landing page.
Right. Yeah. So I'm brand new to it. I mean, this is 2 days ago. I just got it. So it's but it's like a combination of lead pages, optimized press, and it's also got a shopping cart. And it seems to me that there's a lot more that you can do with ClickFunnels than with just lead pages.
Yeah, it's pretty versatile in terms of where what you can do with it. If you have some code that you need to put in the header or the footer, or you have things that are specific to a certain page, or you want to integrate with some email provider that's not in the list, or it's very flexible.
Will you be using the shopping cart within ClickFunnels, Kevin, or will you be using that component within Infusionsoft?
Not at this point. At this point, I'm actually set up with one shopping cart, and so that's what I'm using now. I may change though. I mean, as we build out this funnel, the ClickFunnels shopping cart might make more sense. There's also another one that we tried briefly called SamCart, it's a really good solution. I would recommend that if you're looking for a shopping cart. But right now, we're going to stick with one shopping cart and ClickFunnels and see how that goes. And we may end up switching. I don't know. I'm kind of open. I know Infusionsoft has some limitations on their shopping cart. Like you can't do one-click upsells, which if you're selling an information product, that hurts.
You kind of need that.
Exactly.
So with Infusionsoft, you're just using it for the campaign sequences and the CRM aspect?
Yeah.
Cool.
And Kevin, do you have other products on your mind right now, or this is your entire focus for the time being? Do you have maybe a couple other ideas that you'd like to play around with?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm using TriSwimCoach as kind of a testing ground. I want to make this. I want to just focus on this right now and make it as big as possible. I mean, I'd love to get $15 a month, 10,000 members, but even if I could get a third of that or a quarter of that, I'd be pretty happy. And then I really want to outsource some of the things that I'm doing now that I could easily outsource. And I've got some ideas on a product in the fitness world that I don't think anyone's doing right now, and it involves a membership site. So if I could build up my skills with TriSwimCoach, I think I could go on to this kind of bigger topic, which is more about weight loss and fitness and psychology. And so that's kind of next on my agenda. And then I've got the Freedom Lovin podcast, which is really fun. And I love talking to guests, and I love being on your show. This is great. And but at the same time, I'm not making anything on Freedom Lovin. So I'd love to find a way to start teaching people useful things from that site, and then maybe build up a membership site from there. So
yeah.
I mean, what's really the best way to monetize a podcast? You create a course or something for people to subscribe to.
Yeah. Well, and you guys are kind of creating a community with your you mentioned at the beginning of the show. I haven't really looked into it.
Yeah, the Slack
Yeah.
the Slack community. Yeah, we're gonna be charging a fee for that after we reach the first 100 people for anyone new. But yeah, a course definitely makes the most sense. But that course can be part of a membership site. That can be, the reason for the site. So yeah, interesting to see what you do with Freedom Lovin', because you've built a great community there. How long have you been doing the podcast for? A number of years now, yeah?
Let's see. What is it? 2015. I started in 2013, so it's been about two
Wow.
years.
How many episodes do you have?
Let's see. I think I'm at number. I want to say it's 68 now. Yeah, 68.
Nice.
Has anyone contacted you in terms of advertising, saying that they'd be interested in something on your show? It's certainly not happened to us yet.
Yeah, waiting for that call to come in. I don't. I've talked to other guys like I know you guys know Terry Lynn, right?
He's a DC.
So he started a show probably about the same time I did. Maybe it was a little bit before that, but and he just contacted people. He contacted others to see if they want to advertise on his show, and I think that's kind of the way to go. And the only thing is, it just depends on what you want your show to be like. Like if you're planning on selling a membership and you've got like a sponsor that's going to take
well, that's the thing. Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So I don't. And then how much can you get? I mean, I know like John Lee Dumas is making some ridiculous amount of money.
He's the exception, though. He's doing a show every day. I mean, that's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah. I don't have the kind of patience or I don't know whatever it is that it takes to do a show every day. That's just unbelievable to me.
Every week tries my patience, Kevin.
Oh my god! Yeah.
I'm always glad that it comes out on Monday. I'm excited. Like we created this, but every Friday or every Saturday, whenever we record, it's tough. It's a crazy cycle every week.
Oh yeah, completely.
But anything more than once a week, I can't imagine.
Yeah, totally.
So we've been mentioning health and fitness. Ben, what have you been up to over the last week with your products and the framework? Have you been able to?
Regarding the surveys that I'm trying to use to collect data for validating this idea externally, I actually managed to figure out how to create this campaign in Google and not have them shut it down.
Okay.
So it's
a different
running.
question
This one's running through to completion, and I should have some real data to look at by tonight.
Cool.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I've been writing some more. I'm up to almost 5,000 words now for the actual framework. It's starting to look like a real product.
And the health and fitness one, you've been looking.
No,
at
I'm
that
just
a bit more?
I'm only surveying and.
You're doing the survey for the health and fitness one now.
Yeah. Cool.
And so you're still thinking a PDF for the first part of the framework?
Initially, I'm a software guy, so obviously I want to create something unique and proprietary that nobody else offers to sell that as well.
Yep. You think you're a week away from getting this the first part of the framework
first part
up?
done? Yeah, absolutely.
Good stuff.
I think I can probably sell this part for $50 or so. And that will be the tip of the iceberg. That will get people in the door, and they will eventually later on be looking at my higher ticket product.
Yeah, or you could do what Kevin mentioned, and sell that at $7, $9 as a tripwire into something bigger.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't want to try and monetize at that stage.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm pretty excited to actually try all this stuff out. It's once you have a product, then the upside is. There's really no limit to what you can accomplish just by testing all these different things.
Yeah, I set up my AdWords campaign for the Unbreak Yourself PDF book, and no one else is running ads on pretty much most of the keywords that I'm targeting, yet Google is saying that the minimum bid for page one is £1. My account's in British pounds. I just don't understand that. How can that be? Isn't it meant to be an auction? So I mean, I'm asking people, how does that make sense?
That's what my experience too. It's the same thing with anything triathlon related. It's like not a lot of competition, but yeah, it's sometimes even $2 a click. And it's like, how does that make sense?
But how does it make sense when no one else is running ads?
I don't know, but I read about Google a while ago and how they really don't give a crap about the small business people at all. Like it's not, they don't care if all of us just quit tomorrow, it wouldn't affect them because they're getting all their money from the big guys. And as long as that's intact, they just don't consider the solopreneurs, like small business people, solopreneurs.
Yeah. Well, I'm almost afraid that's a problem with Facebook as well, because you have all these giant corporations that decide to get on that bandwagon and they have unlimited budgets to throw at it, and it drives prices up for everybody else.
Yeah, you're right. It is getting more expensive too, and it's Facebook's having some growing pains. I had one of my accounts got banned. I don't know if banned is the right word, but it got suspended. And the really frustrating, difficult thing was that there's nobody to contact at Facebook. It just says your account has been suspended, and you can look in our support area if you want to find out.
Have a nice day.
Exactly. So yeah, I was scrambling, calling. I was trying to call Facebook. I finally got a hold of somebody, and she was super nice and wanted to help me, but had no idea how to help me. So it was like total mess. I think it's getting a little bit better now with their support, but
at least with AdWords, you can actually get somebody on the phone.
Yeah, that's right. And Facebook is getting better. I know they have more of a support now. Like I actually called them not too long ago, and it got something straightened out. So yeah, it's just one of those things. But you're right. I mean, it's going to be hard. At some point, we're going to have to find a new place to advertise. I don't know where that's.
Yeah, have you been looking elsewhere, Kevin? Have you trialed anything else, any other platforms?
Not really. No, I've really been focused on Facebook. That's really been it. How about you?
Not Yahoo, Bing.
No, I tried Bing. Actually, I tried Bing, and obviously the prices are lower, but I wasn't having any.
Yeah, prices are lower, but it's also like there's no traffic over there.
I just wasn't having any success there. So maybe that's something in the future. I don't know. I know Yahoo's growing again, but yeah, it seems like Facebook is the place. I wish there was something else. I know people are doing things on YouTube and Twitter, but I haven't really come across anything amazing there. And I know, as far as other social networks, some people are doing Instagram. And I think that's kind of a cool idea. I mean, I know it's not advertising, but it's more, building up a presence on Instagram and getting people to your site.
Yeah, I've been taking a look at what people are doing on Vine recently as well. I heard a recent episode of the James Altucher podcast. You might have heard it too, Kevin, because I know you're a fan. Where you interviewed the one of the top Vine creators. Did you hear that one? It might be the latest episode. I can't remember. The guy's got millions of fans, and most videos have got a couple of million loops. And I think the way that he does the advertising is he just kind of drops in hashtags with brands that give him money. I noticed like a Budweiser hashtag that wasn't really relevant to the video, but this guy is making 7 figures from Vine.
It's good to hear.
Yeah. All right, what's the next week in 30 seconds for people? Ben, what are you going to be up to?
Well, I said last week that I'm going to launch this thing on Friday. It is now Friday, and it's not launched yet. And I'm just really pushing for it. I'm just not quite there yet. I have a little bit more work to do, but I'm making progress.
It's
bear with me.
It's those Colombian girls that take all your time.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So yeah, just
I can only imagine. Yep.
What about yourself, Rich?
Yeah, I'm going to see if I can get some, AdWords to actually kind of work, to actually show, and so I can get some clicks without paying £1 a click. So I'm going to be looking into that, and I'll start having a look at Facebook as well. Start having a look at some.
Well,
some
definitely start with
audiences.
Facebook because it's just cheaper in general compared to AdWords.
Yeah, it's just that there's literally like 5,000 searches a month on just a handful of keywords for how to fix your posture for what the book is about. So I just thought that could be a good place to start, but I'm not sure. So yeah, next week is going to be
experimentation,
promoting the book. Yeah, so carrying on with the paid ads, but also promoting the book as well. I'm going to be contacting a lot of different bloggers that I think could be relevant and that they could enjoy it, and just giving the book away for free. So I'll be doing that too. And Kevin, what's your next week?
I'm all about the funnels, baby.
Good stuff.
Nice.
But Richard, on your on your book, yeah, I would think that Facebook I think would be great. What about on AdWords, instead of targeting the posture thing, what about the pain angle? Because I have shoulder pain, and some of it is due to sitting, and so I could definitely use your book, but I would not search for posture because I wouldn't even think of that as something I need to work on.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, the thing is, I don't have any kind of credentials with any of this. I've been able to fix myself and remove a lot of pain and joint issues myself, but I wouldn't feel confident that this book could do that for other people. It's more about teaching people how to prevent these things from happening, how to sit well, how to stand well. So I'm not sure how confident I'd feel targeting those keywords, but yeah, that's definitely something to think of.
People that are shopping for a standing desk, like obviously they are doing that for a reason.
That's a great idea. Some of the standing desk keywords for sure. There's been so many Kickstarter campaigns to do with posture recently. It's quite incredible. There's one, it's in one of my tabs. I've got about 200 open at the moment, so I'm not going to find it in time. But there's one that had $750,000 on Kickstarter. That her target was $12,000, and it's this back brace that you put around your knees, and it enables you to sit upright while sitting. And to me, that's just a terrible idea, a terrible thing to do, because your pelvis is not designed to bend 90 degrees. So all you're doing is just sitting for extended periods of time with your lower back massively overextended, being pulled inwards. But this lady has now got $750,000 of pre-orders. So I gotta get on Kickstarter and do something, because it's nuts at the moment. There are stand-up desks. There's stand-up desks getting $500,000. There's the new Roost stand. Roost, Kevin.
I don't.
Do you have one or
some?
Yeah, version 2 is coming out. And that's great, and there is, in the book, it says that how you can actually sit well. Like, sitting doesn't have to be bad for you. It's with sitting, it's two things. Like you're kind of damaging your spine by being hunched over, but also it's the lack of activity. So if you move around a lot, you can actually sit well in a way that doesn't damage you. And the Roost stand will be really cool for that. But there's crazy stuff happening on Kickstarter in terms of posture, and I've got to get involved. Interesting.
Yeah.
All right, good stuff. Well, last thing is to thank Kevin, and then say what's the URL for the episode, Ben.
Yeah, thanks so much, Kevin, for being on the show right now.
Oh yeah, thank you guys for having me on. This has been fun, and good luck to both of you. I wasn't sure who to vote for on your. I signed up for your site, and I was like, I don't know. I think I gotta see who's got it going better. But this has been fun, and I wish you guys the best. And I'm going to give you a podcast review here too.
Oh, thanks!
Nice.
Thanks very much. Good stuff.
That's great.
Cool. What's the URL that we're going to have for this episode, Ben?
Episode 19 is going to be live at bootstrapduel.com/freedom.
Sweet.
All right, great stuff. Thanks again,
cool.
Kevin.
Thanks, guys.
And we'll have to get you in the Slack room as well.
I'll be in there.
Good stuff. All right, we look forward to seeing everyone in the Slack room, and have a great week, people. Ben?
Oh, that me. Yeah. Okay.
Bye.
Bye. So long.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Freedom Lovin' Podcast. If you like our show, please go into iTunes and give us a rating and review. Just search for the Freedom Lovin' Podcast and go ahead and put in your review, and we will read it on the next show. Thanks again, and have a great week.